Looks like a horror movie or something. Welcome back, JDM fam. We are replacing the radiator in this 2011 Lexus IS250. Now, it should be pretty easy. We did look up the steps for the most part on the internet. It looks pretty self-explanatory, but when you're doing a project, there's always something to slow you way down, even some that should only take 20 minutes. But the radiator is right here. You can see it's leaking out right there. So we're gonna take this thing apart. We're gonna get it out. I'm gonna show you guys the steps. I've never done this on a Lexus. I've done it on Hondas a few times. So I'll let you guys know what we do, and we'll also let you guys know if there's any tips or tricks that you guys need to know if you guys are doing this on your vehicle. But so far, we've just taken off the radiator support plastics and this little intake duct. So after that, we're going to take out this radiator core support, these bolts right here, and then those right there. And then after we take off this radiator support, we're going to drain the antifreeze and then start taking apart the radiator, take off the fans, and just start disassembling this whole thing right here, and then pull out the radiator. I'll show you guys all the steps as we go. Okay, so we got all the bolts out of this radiator support. He's getting the last one right now. And when you're doing this, you have to take out this wiring harness. All you have to do is put a flathead screwdriver in both of these spots and press towards the middle and then pull up. So put it in there, push down, push up, and pull it out. It came out great. So by the way, this mess right here, it actually overflowed once, and it's not from overheating, it's just from overfilling. Not a big deal, but this was leaking, so my son did have to top it off a few times. Actually, it topped it off a little bit too much, but it's not a big deal. Okay, so this is bad. Check out the radiator. It's been leaking for a little while. It is already everywhere, so it has definitely been leaking for a while, as you can see. It looks like it's been leaking from this side for a while. We didn't notice, especially because it's really funny. It's been leaking for so long, it looks like, but there's nothing on the ground. These cars do have a lot of plastics down there. So what we did was, obviously, we took off the two bolts over here, and this bolt right here, which holds it to the grill. And then there was one down there that was really difficult. Now, what I did was just pull this radiator support way up like this, and then get down here, because this piece actually bolts down right down there. There's a hole right there that the bolt goes into, and it was not easy to get to that. I had to push this way back, and then I used a screwdriver because the plastic kind of got in the way, pulled this plastic this way, and then pushed it down and unbolted it. Once we got that out, this whole thing came out pretty easy. It is connected, it looks like, with the latch, the hood latch, as well as the horn harness. So what we're going to do, I think, is just flip it over and leave it over here, and then start taking apart the radiator. Should be pretty easy from here. So now that everything's out of the way, at least the radiator support is, we're going to start taking this apart. We need to get these fans off, as well as this condenser, which is bolted from the front. And then it looks like there's mostly clips down here, but I'm sure, actually, it looks like it's only clips for these fans. We're going to take off these fans. So obviously we need to drain this radiator, which you can see it's a stock. It says Toyota right there. Then we need to remove the upper radiator hose and the lower radiator hose so we can get this thing out and replace it. And this is the new one that we got. We actually got a Denso, and that's a good thing because this is actually who makes some OEM parts for Lexus. And this overflow is actually Denso as well. So we got some good OEM parts going back in here. We're gonna need to clean this thing up, spray it out, and just get this thing looking brand new again because it is dirty in here. So yeah, like I said, guys, we're just going to start taking all of the stuff apart. It looks like most of this is just clips in here, and like I said, there's a bolt right here for the condenser, one right here, and it's probably sitting, oh no, there's bolts down there as well. With Hondas, usually there's like a foot that will go into a hole down there and hold it, but yeah, there's two bolts down there as well. We're gonna get this taken apart. I'll show you guys what it looks like when we're done. Okay, it's been a little while since we updated you guys. Upper hose is off, lower hose is off. We jacked it up on the passenger side, got to the side over there, popped off the hose, drained the fluid. We also took off the fans. Now all those is 3 clips up here, and then after that there's just like little clips. And then after all of that, you want to make sure that you take off the bolt right there on the condenser and right there, because it is connected to the radiator from down there as well as up here. The whole idea is actually pretty easy. Actually getting to these bolts and getting it done is a lot more difficult. I did have to lift the condenser with the radiator just slightly to get to those bolts down there. Once I got those, pretty easy. But now we got to get this radiator out now that it's disconnected and taken apart completely. Okay, radiator's finally out. This thing was old. It was falling apart all over. This thing is just like, I don't know, it could be the original. I don't know how the original would make it to 140,000 miles or just about there, but this thing is in bad shape. All right, let me show you guys what we did. Like I said, I unbolted the condenser down there. What I basically had to do the entire time was just pull these fans back and move the condenser slightly forward and just wiggle it back and forth till it came out. It felt like it was stuck over here the entire time. I'm sure it was because this is just a really tight area, but after this is all done, we're gonna have to clean this all out, spray it out, because it is just so bad. But once this radiator's in, it's not going to leak anymore. It's gonna look so much better in here once it's all cleaned up, and it's going to run better as well. So next step, we're going to drop this thing in and then hook up the hoses, put the fan on and bolt it back up. We're halfway there. Should be a lot easier putting it back together. I say should be because every project seems to be a lot more difficult than it even has to be, but yeah, it should be a lot easier throwing this in and getting it all buttoned up and filling it back up with antifreeze, bleeding the system, and just making sure that there are no leaks.
Oh, that's
okay. So now that we got both of them next to each other, we're just making sure everything lines up. Everything is the same. What are you laughing about?
It's upside down.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't lining up because it was upside down. So all we have to do, if you're new to this, is make sure the radiator hose spots are the same. The drain spot is the same. Well, the drain spot doesn't really matter, but you want to make sure the radiator hose spots and the fan spots all match up, and it's about the same size. As you can see, yeah, this doesn't match to the new one. But you can see the fan spots, all of those match up. The bottom ones match up.
Take these off too, huh?
Yes, make sure you take those off. Yeah, we're taking the little bushings off right now to mount the radiator. And yeah, just make sure that it's the same size and same setup. So now we're going to throw this thing back in and start filling it up with antifreeze and just bleeding the system. So let's go. Okay, everything is put back together except for this radiator support, but we're gonna put that back on after we spray this down. We're gonna clean it all off, wipe everything down, and really spray this condenser so it can work as good as it can instead of being clogged up like it is right now. This is bad. Looks like a horror movie or something. So we're gonna spray this out, wipe it down, put this back on. You guys know how this all goes back together again, and then we'll be back. I'll show you guys the finished product, and that's what it looks like with the new radiator, and it looks great. This is a Denso radiator, like I said, so it is an OEM part, and it should last a long time, just like the original. So it's about to get stormy and really bad out here, so we're gonna get this done really quick, and then we'll be back. All right, we're bleeding the system. It's all done. It's working great, and it looks good. Really happy about this. Let me know in the comments below if this video helped you guys to change out your radiator, or if you just find it informative, because it's just fun watching videos. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you guys want to see more 2IS content, and I'll see you guys on the next video.